Adam's leadership as a stock. He went in about 12 months from not having worn a letter at the NHL level to getting the A last season. Now he's the captain. What did you see from him, and what's the moment you knew he was your guy?
Well, actually, if you go back to the time my son worked for the Winnipeg Jets, he spoke very highly of Adam's character. And then when I heard a lot of great things last summer before I came in here about his character, his work ethic, how competitive he is, and just he's one of the guys that's the first guy to stick up for his teammates. And I saw all of those things. He's a wonderful communicator. He's a great guy to coach because he's low maintenance. He just comes to the work every day as a pro. He puts his time in, and again, he's the first guy out there to stick up for his teammates, and he has a lot of respect from not only from obviously our players and our staff and everybody else in the organization, but around the league, and that's just as important. People know the type of person he is. They know the type of teammate he is. They know the type of competitor he is. So those are all things that I'd heard about him, and he lived up to every one of them.
How difficult a decision was this? Like Chevy had said, you had a lot of candidates. So how difficult?
It was a tough decision because when we took the C away from Blake, we wanted to open up the room. So we achieved that. Mark, Mo, and Lau did a great job last year to taking over the room and the communication within the room, which is what we were trying to achieve. It worked, and there were a couple of really good candidates, and sometimes there's no wrong answer. So this is the right choice for us right now. And was it a difficult decision? Absolutely. It wasn't one we said after the end of the year, okay, Adam's captain. That wasn't the case at all. We had a lot of conversations over the summer with the staff, with management, and everyone involved. So ultimately we came to this conclusion.
Why did you feel you needed one?
Well, that's a good question. It is, because I had a couple of players tell me that. What you wanted to achieve last year, it worked. But I knew last year when we did this that the probability was we were going to name a captain this year, that we wouldn't let it go too long. But I was very pleased with what we got done last year in the room. But I think it's just time to, again, you go back to last year, we probably figured we'll get through 1 year with it. Unless if the right guy steps up or right guys step up, then we'll name a captain. But you're right. Did we need to name a captain? That was a debate as well within internally. But ultimately we decided, okay, it's time to name a captain.
What does it allow to have one now? Like what is it? What's the benefit?
Well, the players know who there's one guy, right, instead of three or four. But we have good leadership in that room. And so there's one guy going to wear the C, and the benefit is that he has all the respect of everybody in the room and the league, and which few of our guys do. But Adam's a tough kid. He's a great competitor, and we just figured it was time to name him as captain and see where it goes.
Rick, of all the captains you've had over your career, whether it was when you were as a head coach or an associate coach, is there a comparable for Adam over that quarter of a century?
Well, you know what? Is that all it is?
Well, it was.
Jeez, I'll take that.
Over all those years.
There you go. I had Ray in Boston, Ray Bork. Like, Ray was very quiet, didn't say a whole lot. But man, when the game was on the line and the complexion of the game had to change, Ray went out and did that. We had Henrik, we had Luongo in Vancouver for a while, and we had Hank take over there. So Adam's different than all those guys because Adam is more of a physical presence out there. His role is different. He's not the top line center, but regardless of his minutes and role, he's dominant in what he brings to the table in terms of a competitor and sticking up for his teammates. So those other guys were all the best players on the team. Adam, you wouldn't put him in that category, but his importance to the team is that at that level as your best players.
Is that an identity? Is that something that you wanted to see forming an identity for this club then?
Yeah. We got to get harder to play against. That's the bottom line. And Adam's going to lead the way with that.
Rick, is there changes with the alternates? Or
Pardon me?
Are you making any additions or subtractions to the
No.
alternates? You Josh and
No.
Matt?
Yeah.
You want to be harder to play against than you were?
Yeah.
How does that look?
Well, we've changed some personnel, and I learned an awful lot about our team. and I know the areas we have to improve. We didn't win the Stanley Cup. Work from that. Did we win the Stanley Cup? No. That means we have to improve in all areas, every area. And that's what we're, as a coaching staff, that's what we're going to be pushing for sure.
What makes you better, you think, this year?
The depth. We have really good depth right now with the trade for Duwan. Those three guys coming in from LA, they're all good players. So our depth has improved. And again, there'd be a lot of focus on just, we were hard to play against last year in terms of being, when we were on our game and we were pressuring them. I think with the additions we made, they're bigger guys, they're physical guys. We can be harder to play against physically as well. Good. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick.